got time for no little weak people. Like, I don't got time to be bored in the bedroom. Yeah. So a lot of times women think that a good guy, they won't snatch her up and choke her and smack her the way that she want to be.
They don't know no better. We make it look bad to be corny or square or whatever. But these are the guys, like you said, that's taking care of their home. These are the ones that are honoring their women. These are the guys that getting their money straight, their credit straight. These are the guys that are making sure their family got life insurance. You feel me? Yeah. Like these are the guys who are not ending up in prison. Yeah. These are the guys that will check you and will mess you up if you mess with them, but it don't look like they will.
There's no way I'm having your kids and marrying you. Like, I knew that, but it was a thrill.
But see, I think I got some edge. You found out that I had some edge.
Oh, what happened? Oh, babe.
So, I'm just saying, babe, I'm just saying like that. You don't give it away when you acting to these people. Please put y'all kids away. Don't cut it out. Don't cut it out. This is an Iwebu production.
Period. What's up, y'all?
What's good, y'all?
My name is TK.
And my name is Namdi.
And we are the Iwebus. Listen, you have tuned into a pillow talking with the Iwebus episode
number 7, y'all.
7, yes. Oh. Listen, if this is your first time tuning in, here we motivate kingdom living in all aspects of life while encouraging you to strive to be all God has called you to be. So if you are on a journey or you are desiring to be on a journey where you want to just elevate and evolve and become the best you that God has created you to be, you at the right place. You at the right place at the right time. Listen, and all we ask from you, we ain't putting our Cash App in the description. We ain't asking for none of that. We just simply want y'all to like this video and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please go ahead and hit the notification bell. Just get plugged in.
It don't cost you nothing at all.
Yes, get plugged in. Most of us seek and desire community anyways. Y'all can trust it and believe that we dropping gems. We're dropping kingdom gems. We're dropping experiences involved in all of this. So
full transparency, raw, uncut. Everybody talks to us about how raw and uncut that we are, man. And that's all we know how to be. We don't know how to fake it up. That's just not something that's in our nature. So man, y'all gonna get the real transparent. You might be like, dang, they can't believe they really shared that. That's who we are. So if you ever never tuned in or whatever.
But we got some pretty fiery topics
some great
on
topics.
This one. And also, I just want to say this. If y'all want us to speak on anything specifically, please DM us and let us know those topics. But I think that these clips that we'll be sharing with y'all, some controversial things going on in the social media world, baby. You want to tell them what we're talking about?
So, listen, we got some action-packed subjects, like she said. The first thing I want to jump into is recently Tony Gaskins went on the Know For Sure podcast with B. Simone and Megan. If you do not know who Tony Gaskins is like a relationship coach. He's an author, just to say the least, and he has many other things that he's into. But this was a great interview overall and with a lot of nuggets. But he said something controversial that I want to jump into. Check out this clip right here.
Every man is capable of cheating, meaning that every man may desire a different woman after he has settled down with one woman. Yeah. But when a man taps into his purpose, meaning if he has children, if he gets a dream job, and that job comes with, hey, you have to have integrity in this position. If that comes into his life, then he's able to transition from being what he thought a man should be, because we are taught, and when we're raised, the more women you have, the more of a man you are.
Lord have mercy.
So I was a cheater my entire life until I met my wife.
Wow.
And for the first 2 years of marriage, I still was open to cheating.
Wow.
I still was like,
wow,
oh, this is normal. Like, I still was thinking about, if I meet the right person that I could cheat with, I'll cheat.
Wow.
But it wasn't until I tapped into my purpose.
Okay.
When you tap into your purpose, now you're responsible for something. Now you have something. And I tell people all the time, if I was a garbage man and I didn't see my children as my purpose, I probably would be a cheater.
So I didn't expect those comments to come from Tony, because he's usually like totally on point, and I usually almost 100% agree with him. on this situation, I may differ. He said that basically when a man finds his purpose, then he will no longer cheat. I don't think so. I think we know some men in the industry, as far as entertainment, all that, that's maybe walking in purpose and have cheated. I'll speak for myself. Yeah. He was talking about, when a man has a kid, he starts to find purpose. And once he has that, now he's responsible for something more. I remember having my first daughter, 2006. Okay. She's now about to be 17. And I remember back then, one of the things I did take responsibility for was that I needed to be here for her. So I made sure that I didn't, stay late at the clubs. I was the one that would leave early because it was always a shooting. Like if you're from KC, the party was just going to get shot up. Yeah. This is what it is. At the parking lot, somebody's going to shoot. Yeah. So I either stay because I knew the people that was running the establishment, or I would leave out early after, one situation where I knew somebody personally who got killed. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make sure that right there opened up my eyes to make sure that I was not in harm's way for that. So I knew I had purpose to make sure I'm be here, make sure I take care of my daughter, all of that. Now, I was in my early 20s though. And when it came to women, cheating was still a thing. Okay. So even though I had this great responsibility of a daughter, I remember going back and forth with, a couple of different ladies and just, that was just kind of my nature. I was trying to figure out myself. I wasn't saved at that time or anything like that. Yeah. So I got to disagree on that stance. My daughter definitely was a great purpose in my life, but it wasn't enough for me to stop. And I think a lot of men love their kids, baby. I think they love their kids. But they're not that don't stop them from cheating. A lot of different great businessmen. I would say almost that most of those guys who are making that type of money on that end, that are in their purpose, some of them get a little arrogant. Some of them don't look at women as much of an asset to what they're doing. And many of them are cheaters. So to say that once a man finds his purpose, I believe that, in some right, Diddy is in his purpose in some right. I wish he was doing it for the Lord, but hey, he definitely has him more than one woman has done his very fair share of cheating to the Jay-Z's, to the Eric Benets, with the Halle Berrys and the Beyoncés and all that. To say that a man in his purpose,
pastors,
you know what I'm saying? Pastors,
ministers,
definitely are walking in purpose. Callings. I mean, blessing lives, regardless if they had their faults, they have really helped save souls into the kingdom. Yeah. But at the same time, some of these guys have the issue with cheating. Yeah. And so for him to say that, I was like, hold on, what? I don't get that. Even when he said he was open for the first 2 years until he really, found his purpose in his marriage and his child. And to say that people with these high exec jobs, man, I worked with guys that was in management and and I would see some people not necessarily being the most integral away from their wives. Okay, speaking not the most integral about other women away from their wives. Yeah. So I cannot agree on that stance when it comes to this clip, babe. What you think?
Yeah, I kind of think it's actually quite the opposite. That when you start to begin to gain the success from being in your purpose, you have more access to more women. Money make you look good. Money make you more attractive. And so you could have been, let's say you and your high school sweetheart, y'all got married, and 25, 28, I don't know, 30 years, 20 years later, you're a multi-millionaire, you're known. And now you have different type of women sliding your DMs that you didn't have before.
Whole nother level.
And so I think it can actually quite be the opposite. And most times when you talk to successful men or women or whomever who gained success from their purpose, they cheated because they did not have the access that they had prior to their success. Yeah. And so I think it's actually quite the opposite, that most times people cheat after they become, because it's like, oh, I didn't know there were these options. I didn't know that I could attract a girl that looks like this. Yep. I could attract, I'm sitting next to my wife like, dang, maybe I should have waited. And, you know, like, dang, you know, I got all of this. So I think it's actually quite the opposite. But I also think that it is quite dangerous to put that much faith and trust into purpose to think that that is going to take out the thorn that you just might have, which is just sin, which is just lust, which is just pride or whatever it might be for you. And so thinking it's almost, then we might as well erase everybody from the Bible. Like David was in purpose, but he was heavily lustful. Come on. And so, you know, it's like, no, it's not just about finding your purpose, but what, because God will use us and we can be filthy, you know, minds and hearts off, intentions bad, motives wrong. You know, of course, you know, you have a repentant heart and the Lord will keep using you. Yeah. But I think that it's a dangerous thing to give women this false hope, like if he's in purpose. And then so women can be like, so what about him, and him, who are all in purpose and they all cheated. So let's actually speak, because you know what I find out, babe, I'm starting to see is like this, like, I don't know what to call it, but like this pretty Christianity. Like we love Jesus because that's like a good thing to love, but we're still, you know, immodest in our behavior and our social media, and we kind of manifest and pray and like we
kind of mix it up
and sage and like it's like this crossover. And so I think the conversation should have more so been, B. Simone, if you are dealing with a man who has a issue with lust, it does not matter if he is in purpose or not. If he is not repenting, if he is not setting up boundaries, if he is not self-aware to know if I'm lustful, then I'm not making a move unless I got an accountability partner. It doesn't mean like there are things with me and Namdi, like there's things that are still there. But the reason why we might not fall into traps as easily as somebody else is because we've set up these perimeters and these boundaries and we're aware of ourselves to know I'm not about to be out late at night. I'm not about to be sitting at a table with dude. I'm not about to be hugging you weird. I'm not about to make these things look weird. So I think to take it a step up, it could have been a more mature conversation of like, look, sis. Now, if the man lustful, he lustful. It don't matter if he in purpose, if he a pastor, if he the deacon of all deacons, if he's the priest of all priests. If he is lustful and he struggles with lust, he struggles with lust. It doesn't matter if you're in purpose or not. Real talk. So I think, I don't know, it was just kind of immature. And I don't like that we're at this place of like, because someone can speak eloquently or someone can drive a point home that it's like, that doesn't mean it's good. That doesn't. It's really actually empty. We have a lot of empty conversations happening on podcasts because what they tend to do is remove Jesus. What they tend to do is remove repentance. What they tend to do is remove actively living a lifestyle that will allow you to be better. Like you know, and I know this might be a little different, but you know, even women watching other women gripe and complain about men, and I'll sit back and watch these women like, okay, well, you got this problem, are we going to actually talk about the thing that we're all missing, which is accountability, which is actual relationship with Christ, which is actually having community with other God-fearing women that are abstinent, that are walking in this Are we just gonna skip all that, or are we just gonna be like, find your purpose and manifest your life and everything will be great? Like, no, stop giving them that false hope. It's false and it's immature to think.
And I think that's what he said, on at least on that part, was that false hope part.
False hope.
And I didn't really see, and I know him to be a believer, if I'm not mistaken. He's a believer in Christ. And so I thought he would bring that in the fold just a little bit more.
They gotta be careful.
I was actually looking for him to say like, no, find a man that's, you know, anchored in Christ. And I'm not talking about just like he go on Sunday, but you get to you actually observe how this man's walk. You was able to actually see that this man really loves Jesus more than he loves you. He's submitted to another man. He has somebody that he's under. He has a community of people around him to also put some layers and safeguard what y'all got going on there. You know, to kind of bring her more into the spiritual form, because I believe that she's also a Christian. I think you watch
I'm not saying none of them aren't Christians,
but I'm not saying they're not.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is I thought that he would bring that a little bit more into the fold with his answer, because that's where like what you were saying on some of these podcasts, I'm like, I wish she would have followed up. Okay, so what about all these other dudes that we know in Purpose that was like
cheating?
You know, that was cheating though. Tony. You know that these other men who love their kids. Shoot, some of them love their kids more than they love their woman.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't say that didn't give them some type of purpose. To not do that. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just wish that follow up question would have came. So. Overall,
I wish they would have got to the root of it, and the root of it is sin.
Come on.
The root is our hearts are filthy. The root is that we cannot trust our flesh. That's the root of it, and then building upon that. And so I wish that he would have gave her, because I think both of them, I think Megan and B. Simone, are single, and so I think it would have been dope for him to say, okay, hey, I do know a lot of dudes out here cheating, but let me give you some things to look forward to know that there might be hope in this type of man. Let me show you what he might look like. He's anchored in Christ. There's a daily conversation he has with him. There's daily reading of the word. There's submission of his flesh. He's not in weird situations. He has integrity when he speaks. He has integrity with the play. He ain't everywhere. He ain't in the clubs. He ain't in weird environments. He's in community. He's you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to find a man that and even those men can still cheat, because again, it comes down to an individual thing in your heart and lust and repentance. But if you want to know what to have your eye open for, these are some traits of a man that most likely might not cheat, because he's more committed and submitted to God than he is any woman, any wife, any kid. Because you gotta be more committed and submitted to Christ than a child or a purpose. That is how you avoid trampling over your life and your marriage. And so I wish it would have been more in depth on that part, because I just feel like we skip those things. It's like it gets brushed over.
Yeah,
so
definitely. And I believe that that's one of his faith is probably one of the biggest parts also that ties into everything that he talks about usually when I see him. So I was just, was confused. I'm like, why you didn't put that in there? But, we're here to kind of add that in there. So we wanted to make sure anybody that watched that, great nuggets out of it, he really blessed them at the end to where they were crying and all of that, really spoke some great life into them. But that part right there, we wanted to speak on that and make sure y'all don't get skewed. Y'all don't get the wrong view. It's some single girl out there right there like, girl, he in Purpose, so he good. Yeah. Like, nah. Nope. I was just looking at Tony, and he said, nah. I think he just might have misspoke or something on that part and just left some key points out of that, and maybe could have gave a little bit more context of what he was saying there.
I know we're about to wrap up, but just to add to that as well, like we got to stop looking at what somebody do instead of like who they are. Like stop ignoring signs of who people are. They can be active. They could be a pastor. They could be they could do all of that and be really deep, but just pay attention to how a person moves. We got to get back to a place of caring about character. Like let's care about people's character. How do you treat people that you think you don't need? How do you treat people that you feel that is under you? How do you feel about somebody that won't benefit your business in your church and they won't join your ministry? Do you still care? Is there still love? Are you still sacrificial in your love and unconditional? Like what is a person's character more than what they do? Because purpose looks good, but character is good. So you got to have both of them. Like yes, walk in purpose, but just pay attention to the character above all.
No better way to end it right there. Definitely. So, hey, man, definitely let us know what y'all thought about that clip there. It was pretty interesting. I would love to know what some of y'all think. Put it into the comments right down below. Another thing I wanted to talk about today was everything that's been buzzing on social media about Michael B. Jordan. No, not just Creed 3 and the new movie out there. We know that it's dope.
We need to go see
I have not been able to see it yet. I love it. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of got caught on the second. No, we didn't kind of get.
Baby, you cried.
Come on, don't be telling everybody.
You literally, he cried. He gave me permission to cry. I was like, "Are we crying then?" That was early in our marriage, wasn't it?
And it was something about it. I haven't watched it in so long, but it was something about it that connected to our lives.
It was our season.
Because we had other people go, they didn't get the same thing as what we got. They loved it, but it didn't connect
the way it did with us.
Yeah, it didn't connect the way it did with us. But either way, Michael B. Jordan recently on the red carpet for Creed 3 was approached and basically interviewed on the red carpet by someone that he went to high school with. This young lady had been calling him corny in high school. She had recently talked about it on a podcast that she's on too, and she talked about how he walked around with his he had a headshot or whatever. I guess he was maybe wanting to be in acting at that time, and just said he was just like a corny dude. And so he caught up with her on that red carpet, and this is what he said. Check this out.
Show. We got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Oh, the corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How was the difference between you actually directing and working with the same people that you were directed with versus?
It was awesome. It's a family vibe. Yeah. Last nine years of my life, I spent on the Creed films. They're very supportive. Tessa, Felicia, Rashad, Wood Harris, people that see me grow up. And for the fact that I stepped behind the camera and finally got a chance to direct them, they loved it, they embraced it, and it was a wonderful experience.
And was it difficult for you mentally because you're coming out of a different space?
I didn't know he was doing the athletic gear. I was staying in.
Right. Wow. Hey,
now he remembered.
I love this, okay?
You would.
Huh? I would.
You would.
Why would I? Because
no,
what you just said about me before?
No, I didn't say you was corny. I said you were square. I mean, you are. But like, okay, ladies, back me up on this. Y'all know the new thing is, and that's what they call y'all. Like, that's what the world.
I think they put corny and square kind of in the same.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. But the definition to me of like a corny square dude is like a good, integral, great character. He's at home. He loves me. He's taking care of the bills. He ain't out in the streets. Like, that's and then you also were like, you weren't like, yeah, how you doing? Like, you had a very like, hey sister, like, hey sis, it wasn't very, like you were just focused. Like him. He was walking around with his headshot. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just a focused young dude, probably, hadn't fully went through his glow up season, quite yet. He might have had a big head and a little body, like when I met you, you didn't have this and this and just
it was on the way though. No,
it wasn't. I encouraged that.
Yeah.
But I just think it's funny how he was butthurt. Like, he actually was butthurt about that.
Heck
and,
yeah.
like, because he like, even for him towards the end of the interview, for him to play her off, start dapping dude up.
What's good, bro? What's good, what's boy? Hey, see you. Yeah, what's up with your little interview here? You hear my premiere. Yeah, my premiere.
That is so wrong that you're excited about that.
Okay, let me tell y'all why I'm so excited about this. Number one, I never knew, where I come from, being corny and square isn't dope. They have a negative connotation. They're not like really like you're dope. If somebody calls you corny and square, we be ticked off. So the first time he even said something like that to me, I was like, hold up, that's disrespectful. Hold up. What the heck you mean? Like, hold up, and you didn't mean it. Now let me make sure y'all say this. Like, dang, TK going hard on her, man, talking bad. Like,
I would be like, oh,
my wife respects me, honors me, everything. Don't get it wrong. She meant it in a very pure way, but it hit me because I come from KC, Ruskin High School to be exact. If you was a square, you was corny, any of that type of stuff around my way, you was soft. You ain't dope. You ain't nothing about that is anything good. Yeah. So so to see him get at her like that, because I was like, when my wife said, "Babe, you look corny, you square."
I know,
it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. My daughter says, Dad, you're a square. Oh, you're a square. Because I told her what a square was, and she's like, oh, Dad,
yeah, you're a
square. Oh, that's so good. You're a square, Diani. Oh my gosh. So anyway,
she said she's gonna marry a square.
She said she's gonna marry a square. Hey,
yes.
And guess what? I do want her too. That's fine. That's fine. But like, that it can hit the wrong way. It gets the wrong twist on it.
Hers was negative though. Like, that was an admiration.
No. Yeah. So I'm glad he wrote up on her like, oh no, no, I heard you on it. That's what you said. So I felt like he was standing up for every, I guess, corny / square dude. I guess I may be in the club. Hey, it is what it is. Because when you told me that, I was like, oh, the girls in school probably called me that.
They called Russell Simmons
because
that.
the the little kind of hood girls that I would try to deal with back in the day or whatever, I didn't get as much play with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't get that much play with them. They wanted the dude who was a little bit more thuggish, rough life, selling drugs, all of that. I was the corny square guy, and look at the corny square guy now. I love that. Look at the corny square guy now energy he was giving, because all of them women who denied me, I feel the same way too. Like, yeah, look at my wife. Oh yeah, what's up? Hey, it's the corny square guy. What's up? You might be watching this now.
Y'all
What's
see how
up?
personal he's taking
I
this?
loved it, every single bit of this. Right now, I just think that we should reverse this, right? We should really reverse. Like, we think that, like, we make it look bad to be corny or square or whatever.
Yeah,
but these are the guys, like you said, that's taking care of their home. These are the ones that are honoring their women. These are the guys that getting their money straight, their credit straight. These are the guys that are making sure their family got life insurance. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, these are the guys who are not ending up in prison. Yeah. These are the guys that's not that will check you and will mess you up if you mess with them, but it don't look like they will. Okay, you better watch out. I was telling you the other day, I was like watching the MMA. I was like, man, they might. Don't be messing with some of these white boys out here. Yeah. They might look like some corny squares. Right. They'll put you in a submission hold. I remember this dude, Shark Bait. Shout out to Shark Bait, Lee Summit. Dude, they would tell me some stories about Shark Bait, because Shark Bait is small, white guy. But if you mess with him, he'll put you in a submission and have you out on the streets looking crazy. Yeah. So again, I just feel like that should be the corny square should be the new lit. It should be the new gangster. That should be what's up right now. Hey, women, y'all should be looking for a corny square guy. And hey, guess what? No. And don't look for us after you. Don't let me. Hopefully, I don't get too graphic for y'all. Get ran all through the 20s. Okay, all through your 20s. And this is what the red pill community be talking about. And I ain't gonna get it. Y'all want to look up what red pill is about. But this is what they be talking about. Don't look for the corny square guy who got his stuff together after you done let the I guess the hood dude, the gangster dude or whatever,
the whole gang,
thuggish dude, they didn't ran through you and messed you up and got you hooked up with a bunch of kids and all that stuff. And now you looking for us in your 30s, huh? Okay. Corny square guy that came up. He don't look the same no more. He ain't got his fly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He got, he might have his degree. He might have his master. He might be a pastor now. He may be leading a company now. Maybe a big time entrepreneur. Yeah. The corny square guy that came up. I'm sorry. I just felt
something in your spirit.
I had a connection with Michael B. Jordan on that, y'all. I stayed there with him. What's up? It's the corny square guy. Yeah. So hopefully one of the chicks that turned me down or whatever.
Oh, you was turned down, babe?
Probably maybe not much, but not much at all.
Sucks.
But it was. I didn't get, even if I threw out a little flirt, I didn't get as much play from the more, I guess, hood girls, all
Why
that.
was you trying to talk to them?
I don't know. It's just not just the hood girls, but the popular ones.
Oh,
I didn't get play from popular girls.
Yeah,
just point blank. I'm not gonna front it. I ain't gonna make it like it's whatever. I didn't get that play until I got to my 20s.
You're with a popular girl. I was the popular girl.
Oh, good. Yeah. See, y'all look at me. Look at me now.
Are you gonna look me?
Yeah. Look at me now. You understand? So again, I believe that corny square should be the new cool. It should be the new dope. Get you a corny square guy, women, because we up.
I think I'm probably about to reach on this statement, but I almost think it's kind of high key demonic to even title that like title a good man as a cornball or and so even as you were saying it, I was even saying like for some women that we like to call black women that are assertive, indecisive, aggressive. And I showed Namdi the definition. I'm like, people love using the word aggressive. The word means violent, like coming off as violent. It's like, she's not violent. She's decisive and she knows what she wants, right? Yeah, even while you were speaking, I was just like, we need to change that. Like, no, that's a good man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I think about all the guys that they put in the category of corny, these are just men that, like you said, you ain't got to battle with them to get life insurance for their family. Like, man, we can do it this way and that way. You ain't got to battle with them to just work every day. Like, they're just good men. They're going to get up. They're going to take care of their family. And so it's kind of actually sad. And I think it's also like a media cultural thing to get women and keep women in a cycle of running through these bad dudes. Like, even as far as like being like, I'll just now I'm gonna name them a good man, right? Yeah. I even think about how it's always been a saying: a good girl wants a bad guy, the bad girls want the good girls, like, or you know what I'm saying, the opposite, vice versa. And I even think about like when I was dating, a dude that was doing stuff he wasn't supposed to do. I knew in my mind, there's no way I'm having your kids and marrying you. Like, I knew that, but it was a thrill. And it was like, we running from the, we in the car, we swerving. And this is fun, but it's immature to do that after a while. Now, I stopped that at 19. That was it. I didn't go through that. So
you didn't go through your whole 20s.
Absolutely not. Once me and Dude was done, I started dating men that were saved. So I didn't deal with nobody else like that. I'm like, I'm not. So yeah, I think that we should just rename it to know that media is calling it corny, but it's a good man. And women, this is the type of men that you want as the father of your children, as someone that you can know is going to provide and protect and lead your household. And so I understand him, I definitely do. I definitely understand it. But at the same time, like, stay humble though. Love on sis.
He humbly said much love.
No,
he said it's okay.
His energy
he let her know.
Was very
he said
much
it's okay, much love. But then he said in his boy, and he was like,
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I'm doing this little interview with this chick over here, but it was good, bro, baby. Why you dress up? I didn't know you was gonna dress up, baby. Oh man, he said I was still trying to.
You wish he was there, huh?
Man, hey, after that, man, Michael B. Jordan just did what all guys,
And the thing is, like those type of women
categorized as that, man. He did it.
I didn't know. I thought I was the first one to tell you that. So
you was. So why? But when you said that, I was like, you know what? People probably been thinking that the whole time because I'm not like
Namdi. Let me tell you how Namdi is.
Rough, like
Namdi. You know how some dudes are like outwardly lustful. They you walk away, they turn their heads, or you'll catch moments where they talking to their dude like, hey, she got a fatty. Like, it's just a certain aura that you do not have. And so even like in the beginning, like, remember I told you when we were dating, you was like a little nervous around me. I was like, oh, look at him. Like, he's nervous around me. And I'm like 10 years younger than him. This is crazy.
Come on, see, don't say it. My wife is 8 years younger than me, y'all. Do not let her say 10 years again. 8 is different than 10. Don't have me. My daddy was 9 years older than my mama. So 9 years was my breaking point.
9 is not 10.
And you was the youngest chick that I ever talked to. Ever. The closest from there was 5 years before you. And so I made that person look.
Oh, but the point that I was making is like, you just have a very clean character. Like, it's just clean. Like, it's not. So that's probably why they just say, oh, he's just a square. Like, you think about the guys that are in school that's just good. They ain't in trouble. They good students. Like, it's a compliment.
That's what they said about Russell Wilson. I guess they called him a square. And I was hearing about how some football players was like, one of the guys, I think it was Fred Taylor on the Pivot podcast, said that he was like, he's just a guy, like, if we went to get a drink, I'm probably not going to have Russell come with us.
Yeah, you don't get invited.
Like, and that's, I don't get invited to certain.
You don't.
I'll be like, oh, y'all was going,
y'all went out?
Oh, y'all went out. Y'all didn't, okay, y'all didn't invite me. Okay.
All right.
Then get invited to that function, I guess.
What happened there?
Yeah, they thought I was just too holy to be able to, and it's not even like bad stuff. I'm okay to be with some of my brothers.
Namdi is a man of God.
Yeah,
I just want to let y'all know that. He be on the front.
Y'all could be doing y'all thing, but I don't gotta participate.
Yeah, you don't participate, but if you're close to someone, babe, you will be on like, bro, you know you ain't supposed to be going over her house.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta tell you.
But they don't want that.
It's my responsibility.
Yeah, but they don't want that. That's why they don't invite you.
Yeah, you're right. And they don't see it. Some of my part, they don't
invite
tell me
certain. They lie
I don't
about
find
stuff.
out about stuff until after everything happened. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't know that y'all was even talking. I didn't know that.
Right.
None of that.
Oh, like, you got a 2-year-old?
Nobody wanted to tell. Nobody wanted to tell me. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to tell me because I guess I'm going to tell them the truth. I'm going to try to lead them away from the stuff because, again, we always say we got the scars to show it. We don't want people to go through some of the pains that we've had to go through from our mistakes. So, yeah, I guess I'll be the square guy.
But dudes don't like that, babe, because, like, when non-integral guys get together and they out to eat and they vibing with each other, you know, they be talking about other women booties and breasts and, you know, so-and-so and fine. And you're not joining in that and you will correct it. Yeah. Like, that's going to be a problem for most dudes. Like, men in the church, saved men, all of it fall in the category of, like, you know, just not walking in integrity when they're not around their wives. And I think, you know, you come off as cool because they see us and we're transparent. And then they're like, I feel like this is how how people are with the both of us. Like, they'll see this and be like, oh, they down to earth. Like, they seem hella cool. Then they'll get in and be like, oh, y'all really
about that life. Huh?
Y'all really about, like,
y'all really about that life.
Y'all really don't be playing about none of this. Like, oh, you ain't about to roll up with me. Like, you ain't about to go to the little club real quick with me. Like,
go to a strip club with us.
Just a strip club one time. Like, oh, you ain't about to join this conversation where we talking about a man's, private area. Like, no. We don't. We actually don't. Like, what we talk about, who we are is constant. So I also think that's what makes you stand out and become a square is because unfortunately, most of the world don't walk in integrity.
Hey, it is what it is. Hey, listen, I want to know what do y'all think, man. Listen, for me, square guys, we up. I guess if we're in that category with the Russell Wilsons, the Michael B. Jordans. Hey, I'll stand with some of those brothers.
Good men.
Hey, listen, good men.
Yes.
But hey, I guess we in that, but we up right now. We what's up. It is what it is, and we not taking y'all application after it's been tankered with.
Oh my goodness.
And messed all up and smeared all up and y'all name is all over these streets.
Baby, you gotta, that's painful.
What?
Because people out here, they 35 and they didn't experience life, so they can't have hope to look for a good man. A good man.
They can, as long as he okay with it, I guess.
So you think most men care about body count?
I believe most of them do, even if they don't say it. Yeah, that's a great subject.
Yeah,
we can definitely talk about it because that's a whole nother thing.
I mean, we supposed to be free flowing, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we definitely could get into that, but I think that most men do care. This man cared. Okay, I wanted to know.
You didn't ask me my number.
I believe I asked you your number. Yes, I did. I'm pretty sure I did. I think I asked your number.
You wanted to know if it was if
I wanted to know if
been
there's any people
that you knew.
Yeah. I wanted to know that specifically, but then also, you told me a number because I had to know the number.
Dang.
I don't play about them numbers. So yeah, that's a whole nother subject. But either way, listen, square guys, I guess, or good guys, we're up now. It is what it is, okay? We taking applications and we're thoroughly looking over to see if you qualify now.
That's what I wanted to say. Ladies, I want to ask y'all and comment down below, like, are y'all in a season where y'all still dating like dudes that's out here weird and bad? Like, y'all know how y'all see. I know you're not gonna know these people, but like, I think her name is Ariana or Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all know how they still dating like real thug dudes and like dudes that still trapping and like. Obviously, these are not saved women, but are y'all still kind of into like worldly guys that are like kind of saved, not really, or are y'all like open to like? It's crazy that we have to ask this, but I just know some women want a man that's kind of like a little edge, but that little edge be a little sin.
I think, but see, I think I got some edge. You found out that I had some edge.
Oh, what happened? Oh, babe.
So, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like that. You don't give it away. Well, you act to these people. Please put y'all kids away. Don't cut it out. Don't cut it out. DJ, don't cut it out either. DJ's the one that edits the podcast. Shout out to DJ.
Shout out to
All right,
DJ.
Lamar, listen, don't cut that out. But you gave it away. It wasn't for the end.
No, because I thought you was about to go into it.
But either way.
No. Y'all know
you found, yeah.
It's getting deleted.
No, don't delete it. So anyway, overall, but you know that I can, you know, you and I have had some fun times. Let's just say that, right? We had some fun times, right?
Yes, baby.
We've had some fun times, and were they quote unquote squarish? I mean, they weren't against God. None of that. Don't get it wrong. It wasn't sinning. But was there squarish at all?
Not even a little bit.
So anyway, don't underestimate the quote unquote
you
square
know
guy, corny guy.
Okay, so
y'all don't know. He give you the time of your life. I'm not talking about that way. Just in all ways. Just nice and adventurous, fun guy.
Intimacy is a big part. No, that's a big part because I think that's what they're thinking. Like when they think of a dude that's rough, like he gonna put it down. Like that's what they thinking about the thugs, about the dudes that's like out here bad. Like he gonna pull my hair, he gonna give me that thug love that most women really want. And then when you get like, you know, it's almost like, and this is not you, but if you see like a certain church guy with a suit on, brown suit, and you like, I just know he ain't
just a nice, respectful guy.
Yeah, but women, and just like y'all think about women like you can see a woman be like, she's probably good in bed. Like that's how y'all are. Listen, that's how the mind goes. And so if a woman is seeing this dude, he ain't really like the sharpest. He ain't really like dressed to the T. He kind of just real, hey, how you doing? You know, it's like, girl, I ain't got time for no little weak penis. Like, I don't got time to be bored in the bedroom. So that's it's kind of dope that you brought that up at the same time because I also think that's a part of it too. Like, we don't want boring sex. And so a lot of times women think that a good guy, they won't snatch her up and choke her and smack her the way that she want to be.
They don't know no better.
Everybody's not like that. So that's a good point though, because I do think that's the fear. So, but yeah, I just want to encourage y'all. They are up.
This is why we call it pillow talking with the Weibu's, because it's gonna get real.
This is soft
raw
version. Actually,
this is very soft.
This is a very soft version.
Straight up, it is.
I'm trying to scale back. I be looking at my videos. I'm like, dang, I talk about penis and sex and everything in almost every podcast
because all Christians is dealing with all of that.
Yes,
the ones that shouldn't be and the ones that's married.
Yes, the one that married is bored in the bedroom, and the one that ain't married having the time of their life in the streets.
Unfortunately,
so we do got to talk about those things.
We got to be real. We got to keep it real. That's why y'all came here with Pillow Talking with the Weibu. So listen, that's what we said. Listen, what do y'all? I want to know, what do the ladies think a square is? Okay, a square or a corny guy. I want to know in the comments, what is the square and the corny guy, man? And what do y'all think about square or corny guys? So I want to know.
Would you marry a square guy?
Would you marry a square or corny guy? Want to know about y'all? Let me know in the comments down below.
Yes, and so moving forward, I think we've seen some people that claim to be Christians. I don't want to say claim, but you know that they said they're believers.
They put the stamp of I'm a Christian on.
Yes, they said that they're a believer. They say that they are a Christian, and they are public figures, maybe an actor, a rapper, or singer, and they'll be in questionable scenes. Questionable videos, maybe, you know, just a little too much showing, immodest, all of these different type of things. And so I want to ask you first, do you think it's okay for believers to act in provocative scenes, to be involved in something that might be intimate and sexual? So, you know, hey, let's say you're an actor and you got a sex scene. Let's say you're an actor and you got to have a passionate kiss. Is this something that's immodest? Being a Christian, is it okay? Can we do it? What you think?
Yeah, so believe it or not, that's a tough one for me. Why? Because if you may have seen some of our other episodes, I think I got a gift of acting. Okay, my wife won't allow me to do it because of this very thing right here. She thinks I'm gonna be the guy next door who gets with the single chick, and one thing leads to another. That's what she thinks is gonna be. I told her I'm okay to play the regular square friend.
They're gonna make you gay.
No, definitely couldn't do that.
That's it.
Yes.
You either gonna be out here bad. That's the scenes. It's like the gay friend or the out here bad friend.
Yeah. So, you know, it's tough. This is tough for me because I know Denzel Washington to be a believer. Okay. But I've seen that. I think Denzel, I don't think he's had many sex scenes, and I don't know if he was a believer when he had them. He hasn't had many, maybe I don't think recently, at least. But I know he has to kiss women during acting.
Definitely.
He has to do these things.
Touch 'em,
so
grab 'em.
I believe it's a very fine line because acting is a gift, babe. It's a gift.
From who?
Huh?
From who?
From God.
You think so?
I believe it is. I don't think everybody can act. We've seen that.
Like you think
we can go to BET right now
God
and see that.
You think God created people to act? Like he was like, when I'm making them, they're going to be an actor.
I don't.
You think
I believe he created the people and he put it in them to be able to do what they do. Yeah, like yes, we just like he didn't. Yeah, I believe that.
I just never heard
like
that
how
before.
we've
Because I'm like, in what ways can that glorify God? Because I think a gift is giving it back to Him. So if you have a gift, it has to glorify God.
Well, you could be in a Christian movie
Baby,
and give it back to Him. Okay,
Come on now.
So
yeah, then that will be the gift.
I'm like Chris
you
Brown.
answered it.
Huh?
You just answered
What's
it.
that?
So anything you're about to say after this is probably about to go against your own point.
Yeah.
So you just said that acting is a gift, and then I said, okay, a gift is if it's a gift. That means it goes back to God.
Yeah.
That means it glorifies God. And you said, okay, well then there's Christian movies. So if you have a gift of acting, that means you're only in Christian movies.
See,
You wouldn't be involved if you. I'm sorry.
that's like saying if you're
just,
a Christian rapper, you can't perform in the club. No, I don't.
No.
I don't
But
believe
you're still
that.
rapping the
Or
gospel.
you can't be on the same.
No, because what comes out of your mouth is still the gospel. It's not like you going to the secular concerts and you rapping secular songs. No, you got to stay who you are in all areas. So if you're a believer, you gonna be in a fornicating scene,
Right. So for me, it's obviously a no.
was
I wouldn't
a
want. I
halfway
wouldn't want to
yes.
do it anyway. I just wouldn't
Yeah.
want to do that. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to trust my flesh to think that in this space of acting, that this because I mean, if it's going on, then I'm gonna naturally get aroused as a man.
Of course.
I mean, I'm like, I know they did that scene, and he had like they got to get aroused, and the
I don't
woman.
know how they don't.
Yeah, the women, it's gonna be a certain
Bumping and
thing.
grinding and kissing.
And though you can say cut and it's all the way gone, don't get it wrong. I believe that people are able to walk from that, and maybe that's the gift is the switch. They can do that, but I don't. I believe sometimes it could just lead on to lusting for other people. I would love to hear from a Christian actor on this. Like maybe one day we'll have somebody on that can speak to that. That's a Christian actor that has been in sex scenes. We thought that even when Megan Good was married to Divine,
When she was having oral sex,
and she was having like sex
receiving
scenes.
it,
yeah, she was acting like she was.
Yeah, well,
But-
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the scene.
But
yeah.
we were like, whoa, this is yes. I wonder how she could separate these things, and you see where they're at with it now. But I believe there's other believers that's in acting that has to do sex scenes. I would love to know what they think, but I don't know if you can really separate it. For me, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
It's really tough too because the flesh is weak, and even though you may not want the colleague you just did the scene with, it may open you up to maybe other women. That's what I would think it would do.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very, very fine line. See, I don't have the necessarily full on answer to that because there's some believers that actually do this, and I love their gift and what they do. But yeah, it's a fine line and something that we can do because. Every time that I said that, hey baby, I'm gonna act it, and it's just I'll be playing with her. I'm like, oh, it's just a scene, baby. It's just a kiss. If I gotta do a kiss for $1 million, babe, come on, we're gonna get $1 million right in the bank, whatever. She's like, okay, can I do it? I'm like, forget that $1 million. I don't care about it no more.
Gonna let me be in a video with a man.
I'm crazy about this girl right here. I don't play, and so yeah, I don't know. Overall, is my I don't know. Yeah. I need to do some more digging in and just researching on that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a strong no for me. It's not a I don't know. I think it's a strong no because if let's say people run with the concept that it's a gift from God, then I don't believe that God will want you to promote fornication. I don't think that He will want you to promote just certain things. And so I just think then I also will say, babe, everybody be saying they a Christian.
Yeah, everybody do.
And so I don't even like when you be saying it, because I'm like, yeah, he is too, she is too, he is too, she is too. But like, no, really.
We don't.
I don't.
We can't say.
I don't. But what I'm saying is, but there are certain. The Bible talks about not letting your good be evil spoken of. So even if you aren't in sin, if it looks bad, if this makes my wife look bad, if I was scrolling on Instagram yesterday and I saw Duvall or whatever I think that's how you say his name, with his co-star, whatever it's called, Fatima or something like that, and they were like doing this acting like pretend like he was trying to get with her, and it just made me cringe. And
who's Duvall?
Duvall is the actor, the light skinned
What's his name?
man.
Yeah,
Duvall.
I don't know if his name is Duvall.
I'm pretty sure Duvall and his
wife.
girl.
Okay,
the light skinned couple.
I think they're. Y'all have to let us know. Just confirm that Duvall. I think he's in Sisters.
Yeah,
or something
Sisters.
on
Sorry,
on
I didn't
BET.
give no backdrop to that, but yeah,
it's okay.
Yes, actor. Yes, Duvall. He's an actor, but and he's married to a beautiful wife, and I just cringed watching it. I was just like, I just don't know how that honors your marriage. I don't know how that honors your family, your kids that might grow up one day to see daddy slinging, penis in a scene. I don't know how that honors your family. And then, if it's a gift from God, how did that glorify him again?
Yeah.
Like what did that, how did that bring them back to Jesus? Like there are things that I have given up, that were good, but I'm like, is this ultimately glorifying Christ? Is this ultimately, and not saying that like we just, robots and just only do this thing. Like, no, you enjoy life, you do this, you do that. But when stuff is able to be displayed to the masses, I think it's just something that you have to really be careful to protect your name, who you are, your wife, your kids, and all of that. And so if it came down to it, like, shoot, I will almost be like Nipsey Hussle's ex, Lauren in that video, in that movie with dude.
She didn't do nothing.
She ain't touch him.
Y'all saw that? What's that? You People?
Yeah,
I think that's the name of the people. You People on Netflix.
She didn't touch that man. It was very lighthearted.
No connection.
Because I'm like, there's so many things to do in acting besides have sex.
Yeah, that's a great example of how a believer can be in a movie and not have any, like, because they didn't kiss. And it also wasn't deep in like a Jesus barely movie. Touch. But it also it's also another great example to show like it wasn't just this deep Jesus movie. No, it was a regular movie for the world to see. Yeah. Right? So because I want to make this clear. I'm not saying everything you do gotta be Jesus. Like no, your life represents that. But if you do happen to be involved with something, you just want to make sure it's not going against what the Lord would desire for you to display. So I think Lauren London in that movie, like she didn't touch dude. I don't think she might have pecked him. She might have pecked him on the lips or whatever. But she also is single. They said they used some type of technology. Yeah. Wow. They said if you look close enough, you could see where it's kind of blurring a little bit. Yeah, I did not. So she didn't even give him a peck. I don't think she even gave him a peck. So yeah, that would be some type of stuff that I would be on. But it also made the movie real weird. It was a little stiff. Awkward. Like. The movie was a dope movie. It was decent, but it made it look awkward. Like she don't want to touch this guy. Yeah, it was almost like she was. Yeah, that's what it made it seem like. So that's where it was kind of weird. I understand given her situation. Yes, definitely. And so I definitely get that, but it made it kind of weird. But I believe that's dope what you say, babe. But if maybe we could do movies where it's like that. Just clean, like everybody. We don't, and that's just another. I could go left with that. Like every movie don't gotta have y'all do know we don't have to have sex scenes. Like you do know people can be married and you don't have to show us them being intimate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to do that. And so now for the secular movies, go ahead and do that. But this is also why I also will bring up another point that I think Christians should be implemented or in every area, in every genre, in every industry. Yes. Because then you have Christian directors and Christian writers who are creating more wholesome, clean. Eva was on her tablet the other day
and she was watching Barbie, and I kind of felt like it was a little weird, little sexual moment in the thing, like a very subliminal one, like how the world is just sexualizing everything. This is also why I do think we should be in every industry. But if you're in these industries, don't conform. Like, stay who you are. Like, stay. If I am a believer and I am an actress, no, you're not about to see booty, nipples, everything. Like you. Clothes gonna be on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna wear a bikini for you. Like, cause there's scenes that you just don't have. You don't have to be sexualized. Yeah. You don't have to be. So
you know one that is a believer too? Yvonne Orji. I think her name is Yvonne Orji.
Yeah.
She's in Insecure.
Yes.
The Nigerian girl.
Yeah, she be getting screwed.
Yeah, on those.
Her cheeks be getting clapped.
On the as an actor.
Yes, as an actor. Yes.
In those scenes, we like
in those scenes.
Oh, yeah. She and I believe she's actually from what I remember her being a virgin.
Yes, she was.
She's actually a virgin.
Yeah.
At least from our last.
That's why I think I don't know. That'd be the disconnect for me because I just don't know how.
That's who be
I don't be knowing how.
Y'all pray for us. One day we'll be able to get her on. Maybe have a good conversation with her.
Yeah, I just be like, how do y'all turn off something like, I don't know, because I just feel like it's promoting fornication. And you got to also think like
definitely
people,
is. I mean, that show definitely is.
Not only promoting fornication, but you are actively turning people on too. Yeah. Like being seductive and like, you know, just doing the things that you do when you're about to have sex. Like, it's just so many things that I personally believe that I know, and I'll say for me, I could not do with my walk with the Lord. I know. Like, I talk to single women who be like, after they get done with certain sex scenes be so crazy that they go masturbate afterwards. Like, it turns them on because the sex scene be so wild that it's like, oh, I know exactly what I'm about to do after this. Turn away. Yeah.
I mean, hey, I guess that's corny.
I know Power.
That's corny, but hey, it is
Power
what it is.
Has some powerful sex scenes.
Yeah, we had to.
Crazy.
To let you know, like, hey, babe, let me know when they.
Yeah.
You know, whenever they. It's wild. It's definitely wild. I think y'all pray for us. I believe that I pray one day Pillow Talking with you able to get big enough. We can have somebody like Miss Orgy on and just really see like where does your mind have to go? Like, how do you do this being a believer? I just want to know, like, how do they do this?
And do any of y'all spouses ever feel a way about that?
Yeah, she's not married. But
I would absolutely be vomiting if I saw you like stroking another woman. Yeah. Oh my God.
That's wild.
That would what? You know how I am. Like, I would go bizarre.
Wow. That's
wild.
Insane. I just, and I wouldn't feel right doing it.
No.
So yeah,
that's I couldn't even be we had a situation where we almost thought that someone was asking me to be like the it girl in their video. You probably don't remember, but I was asked to be in a video and I was like, babe, what if they're asking me to be like the girl of the video? And I was like, will we take that? And he was like, no.
Heck no.
So exactly, if I can't just be cute in front of a car and just be next to a dude dancing, of course I can't be in a sex scene. Yeah. You see what I'm saying though? Exactly. So that I don't think your answer is I don't know.
Yeah, I just
you don't want me to do it.
I wouldn't want us to do it.
But everybody else is okay.
Yeah, no, it's not okay. It's not okay.
I ain't trying to force you to it.
I do love great movies, great actors. I believe I believe there's some actual real believers who have had these sex scenes. I don't believe that they're no longer believers because of it. I don't think that they're no longer believers. It just not be the best thing for their walk with the Lord. Yes, I don't know if the Lord will be actually pleased with that either.
Dang it, I was going to ask you answer that,
but go ahead, I'm sorry. But either way, it probably slipped the mind. It's probably gonna come back.
Dang it, go ahead.
To you. You want me to keep going on it, baby?
Yeah, let's move on. Y'all pray for my brain.
Hey, pray for our brain.
My God. Listen. I be on the phone with my friends. I be like, what was I talking about? And they be like, you said you was going down the street and you and they have to talk.
That's because life be going on.
I think it was COVID a little bit.
That might be something you got to do with it too, but life be happening, man. We be having a lot going on.
I was going to ask you, do you think that a movie has to have a sex scene? Do you think that helps it? Not a Christian answer. Like, do you think that brings, like, let's say we're watching a movie and they're cheating and they're doing, do you think that brings the wholeness into it? Like, okay, we understand.
I sometimes think that. I think that, like, say for somebody cheating or something, I think the kissing has to be displayed. I think that's one part that will
touching.
Yeah, all that has to be displayed.
Yeah.
The actual sex scene does not have to.
Okay.
Like, sometimes I'm watching. And hey, I know I probably get stoned from this by some Christians, but I'm watching Game of Thrones. I mean, I watch Game of Thrones. I watch.
What they gonna stone you about Game of Thrones for?
All of these, everything that we talking about, Power, Game of Thrones, Insecure.
But Game of Thrones is like animals and stuff.
No, but they got
sex
scenes too.
scenes. Yeah.
One of the things is I think that, like, they could just do the kissing part and they could kind of cut to them maybe laying
Absolutely.
down,
So you
all
know
of
they
that.
did it.
Yeah, so you know that
That's
they
good.
did it. I've
Yeah.
seen that happen in movies. It's like, oh, she didn't. She said, nope, we're not. You're not. You can't pay me enough to do that. You know, or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'll see that type of thing happen. Or for instance, I like Snowfall, and I believe that Snowfall doesn't show a lot of sex scenes, a lot of nares, if I'm not mistaken. I don't usually ever see as many sex scenes, and I believe that Snowfall is a great series that's about to end here soon. So I believe it doesn't have to be in there. I don't think it has to. I think you could kind of show things that, like, oh, it happened. Yeah. Maybe the condom wrapper is by the bed or something.
Right.
Or the panties are
on the floor.
is on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, that meant that they did something. I don't believe that has to be displayed to have a great storyline at all.
Yeah, and I just think that because the world is just so lustful and sexualized, like, I said, I've talked to people that, like, masturbated after a sex scene. So I just think it's very dangerous. And this is also why I think it's crazy that people think it's crazy we turn away. Like, no, I want to only see my man's chest. Like, and not even just a want, but like, I know this keeps me safe. I know I won't begin to imagine or, this is why we say stuff about Instagram. Like, just eye gate, ear gate. That's it.
And really, and I know some of y'all are looking at us, and I want to make sure that we make this very clear. If you deal with addiction of porn or anything like that,
masturbation,
don't listen to us because we watch Power and all that. That's not our struggle. That wasn't my previous struggle or anything. I didn't think that it was dope to watch pornography even when I was not saved. I watched it just to see, okay, cool, what's some moves maybe I could do, whatever, back when I was younger, but it wasn't like I'm sitting there and I wasn't a masturbator either. So that never was my thing. I never had that struggle. So I can just look away. Some of y'all gonna be like, heck with looking away. I'm right here.
Especially by yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Especially by yourself. You may not have that discipline to do that. I don't care, and I don't want to see that. I want to be just amazed by when I see your body, and I'm like, and I am. And so that's why I do that. I want to cover myself from that. So some of y'all, please, I just want to make sure y'all understand. If you have an addiction to porn, something that you're dealing with right now, you had it in the past or anything like that, please, you probably should not watch any of these shows. We do not promote for any believer to be watching any of these shows. But one of the things that I was looking at something with Issa Rae, and she was talking about how she aims to make her sex scenes like
fire.
She was like, she said, I think like, white people having these, and I just felt like black people, we're beautiful and we should be able to just display it so much in these sex scenes, and she wants to pull it to the fullest. She said her own mother.
She's a believer too?
I don't know. I don't think. I at least haven't heard her never say that. Yeah, I think Yvonne Orgy is. Okay. And she was just saying how her mother came to the premiere or something. And her mother would like turn her eyes or whatever. Her mother was very disappointed in the stuff because I believe her mother's actually a believer. And so she was disappointed in all the different sex scenes and all that. She don't believe she has to deal with that. So yeah, they try to make them nowadays because I'm like, dang, this stuff is raw. I was sneaking watching stuff when I was younger, like different series and all that, and like The Wire and all that. But I'm telling you, like, no, I was actually grown by that time. But like the stuff now is just like straight, like, whoa, soft porn. Oh, whoa, let me turn away from this. It's crazy. Like, it's wild. So either way, I guess that's a long way to answer the whole deal about those that are believers being actors. What do y'all think about this?
And then just the last thing I want to say, on top of if you deal with pornography and masturbation, like also if you are dealing with losing the desire or attraction towards your spouse, you probably should stop watching these things as well. Because and just like we talked about earlier with access, like having more access to seeing more, you will begin to lose interest in what you got. That's why, one of the reasons why cheating is more prevalent now is because, like we said before on our podcast, you can go on Instagram and see a world full of women. But back in the day, before Instagram, MySpace, any of that, you was just in your hometown and all you saw was Becky down the street, the girl at the church, and the girls at school. You wasn't comparing it to a Hawaiian chick with a big booty and a Trinidadian and Jamaican and African. Like, good God, I got so many options. So I just want to also say that, like, if you're struggling with finding your spouse attractive, finding being intimate with them and desiring them again, you also might want to slow down on watching and seeing so many different type of bodies, because that it just won't help. So eye gate, ear gate, same thing for social media. That's common sense. But I think sometimes we might forget about episodes and shows that we watch. Like, it was we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier today, and I was like, babe, I don't be following dudes that purposely wear great sweatpants to show me their print. That you're purposely trying to do that. So I'm not going to follow you. I don't care if you were deep on the other post and you was a Christian on one post, but if you showing too much, so just be mindful of knowing who you are and what you struggle with,
what you could deal
what
with.
you can deal with, what you shouldn't deal with, what you want to protect, what you want to keep holy. So
definitely, man. We want to know, what do you think about this situation again with the whole Christians acting in these different scenes or whatever? Hey, what do y'all think about it? Please put it in the comments below.
Yeah, and so moving on. Kind of in the same subject of sex. So we're going to talk to our married people.
Yes.
Those that might be struggling with getting it in on a regular basis.
It's a major issue.
It's a major issue. Women withholding, men too tired, all of those things.
Really?
And so the question is, do you think you should have a sex schedule?
Sex schedule. Well, myself, I think I don't know if I could. We don't have like a schedule per se. We get it. We do what we got to do. As far as it goes. So, but I believe that nowadays, when hearing especially a lot of men, they're not getting it. When I hear that a man has went a month without getting some.
You've heard that?
I've heard a month. I've heard months before.
That's wild.
And I'm like, hold on, whoa. Are y'all married? How did that work?
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, it's been times when we maybe only got in once in a week.
Yeah.
And we think that that's bad.
Right.
We like, man, it's not.
And that's because of other things involved too.
Yeah,
like
we got a whole bunch. And you be like, whoa, what? Hold on. We talking about a month? We talking about months?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that people really do that. Now, obviously, some people maybe up in age.
Yeah, you don't care about this.
Maybe it takes a month or something like that. You're in your 50s, 60s, whatever. But I'm talking about, we talking 20s to 40s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We got an issue. So therefore, I believe that yes, if you're in that situation, you need to get a schedule going on.
That's crazy.
You need to figure out, okay, how often does it most of the time it's the husband. How often does he want it?
Yeah.
And then how often do you want it? And y'all meet in the middle and y'all compromise on a number that's comfortable for both of y'all, and y'all pick out those certain times. I know that, I've looked at different believers that have podcasts or been on some type of YouTube, and they talked about how they know that this night is when they get it and all that. And I'm just like, that's kind of weird, like to me, but just be like, okay, it's our night tonight, ready?
Babe, this might some people might do that though.
I know, but this is hey, much love to you if that's your thing. Like y'all do that. And maybe y'all set it up and y'all make it real romantic and dope. Like and maybe y'all do that, but it's just like, oh, yep. It's time. It's time, Jenny. Let's, and I'm sorry, I'm just using that voice to make it sound like it's only white people. Yeah. But it's black people that do that too, straight up, okay? It's black people that do that too.
You think people really out here scheduling sex?
I believe that some people are, and I believe that it's necessary.
Yeah, I don't think people are.
If y'all not listen.
You think people are, on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays they having sex.
Yeah. If y'all not at least getting it in every other week, babe, at least once every other week.
That's wild.
At the least.
Yeah.
Maybe it's counseling needs to happen. Or maybe you need to see how you can get more like how you could build that attraction
back
for your spouse back.
Yeah.
Because there has to be something wrong, especially for those who were getting it in so much before marriage. This is why, again, we come against every single person that's looking at us right now and is shacking. I'm sorry, I'm that guy. We did some shacking, and it affected us, man.
Absolutely,
we got scars from that, man. We did a little shacking before, just a little bit before. But I'm talking about some people that was like
7 years.
You feel me? Like they did it for more than a
year.
Yeah, and it's like, and then that all of a sudden the marriage is over. I remember hearing about an artist. I think it might have been. I could have promised it might have been Miguel or somebody. I can't remember exactly who it was, but they had been together for so many crazy some odd years. I think it was Miguel. Okay. And then he's been divorced within a year. Within about a year or so. All these different factors are coming against you. They're working against you when you actually get married. Living together, getting it in so long, y'all are losing y'all intimacy to y'all single life.
Facts.
Y'all actually your intimacy in your marriage is gonna be way more bomb.
Yeah.
than it is in the single life. At least there it has been for us. So
yes.
I don't know what you think about
tremendously. The whole schedule is a little odd, but I can also see it working for busy people. So if you're traveling and I'm traveling, but we know Tuesdays we got to get back home and get this tap in with one another. Yeah. So I can see that working for traveling, like moving, shaking, and they making moves. You know, I can see that working for them. If y'all both at home and like y'all see each other every day, every night, go to sleep together. What was the question? Should we? Was it should?
Should we? I mean,
should you schedule sex? Yeah. I think the only reason why you possibly should is for that reason. Anything else, but then again, this might work for some people. For me personally, it's gonna be a little awkward. Like if I know 3:00, you know, it's okay. You know, it's time, and it's like ding, ding. I don't know. It's just but I'm also very like cringy. Like I'm awkward in a lot of moments. Like I'll be like, okay, let's just be normal. So, but again, back to my point, I think more so for traveling people. But if you are dealing with just like losing the desire for someone and it's gotten down to once a month or whatever it might be, I think a conversation needs to be revisited. We had that conversation like, babe, how many times a week do you need it? Because also seasonal, it can change. Yeah. It might be a season where you like, round the clock, I need it. Come on, pull it out. Let's get it done. And then there might be another season where you're working. Like, y'all need to discuss it again. Okay, babe, it's been a minute. Like, where you at right now? Okay, I'm just, if we can get it in 2 times a week, I'm good. So, like, consistently tapping in, that might be a sense of, like, a schedule. Just, like, tapping in and making sure, babe, are you taken care of? Are you good? Yeah.
No, I was going to say that's good that you say that. Is like, because we do that a little bit.
Yeah.
You do it more than I do. You'll come and you'll say, "Hey, how am I doing in this area?
Yeah.
Like, how am I?" And that's something I'm going to work on is getting better in that area. Because Pastor Lee Jenkins was talking about that, like just tapping in every quarter and, "Hey, how am I doing?" We've had that discussion here recently because of the marriage boot camp.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a very seeing. Are we good on sex? Am I giving you enough? Am I not? It's something that you want me to do better on.
The details of it.
Yeah, the details of it. So I think. If you're not checking in with each other, that can be the issue.
Yes.
If you're not getting that date night away from the kids to really talk about things like that, that can be the issue.
And then just to go make this even deeper, not even surrounding the topic of sex, and I'm gonna always say this, most time, I mean, outside of like infidelity and like lust issues and desiring other women or other men, most times like we're exhausted, like we're just tired. The man is stressed with his job. He ain't thinking about another woman. Girl, he tired. Husband, she ain't looking at another. She's exhausted. And so I think again, the conversation, the more important than a schedule, I think it's a conversation that should stay. Francesca said something so good to me the other day, and we were just talking about watering ourselves and like just tapping in with ourselves and checking the engine and checking the lights and all of that. And a lot of times we think it's just this one-time pour. Like, I'm going to plant this seed and I'm just going to water it one time. Like, no, you got to keep going back, and you got to cut the weed off, and then you got to water it again. Like, this is a lifetime thing we're doing right here. And so Namdi at 29 is very different than 37. TK at 21 is very different at 29. And so just tapping back in and asking your partner, what are you desiring in this season? What are you, I can tell you've pulled back intimately. What can I do? What has happened? And because of those conversations, I think you'll find out more than the need for more sex. It's probably of the other
all
things.
the things that's in between.
Yeah, money, time, kids, cooking, food, all work, just all of the things, right? And so just having a conversation and then working on those outside things, because I think sex, if you know you're with someone that you love and you're committed to, sex it should just be a overflow of everything else. So we're good in our home. We have a system with our kids. We have a system with one another. We're honoring one another. We're going on date nights. We're in community. We have accountability. Sex is just off of making sure those areas are taken care of. Sex is just the climax of life, of all of those things, you know, being taken care of well. And so I think a lot of times I feel like it's more men that I'm probably talking to, a woman withholding, a woman not desiring to feel sexy. And I say this all the time. I just said this in our interview with Fresh Leftovers. You might want to ask if she's tired, because that's a lot of times why people just don't have sex. They're exhausted. And so, conversation over maybe scheduling. I'm not a big fan of like on Tuesday and Wednesdays or whatever, but if you, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Don't be weird about it.
And for the best reason of what you said is, you know, there may be somebody who watches this that is a professional athlete. Yeah. There may be somebody who is a professional actor or whatever. Then you guys may need to. Hey, y'all on tour. Hey, we need to meet up. And can we meet up
on Thursday?
In LA? Can you get out to LA? Can you? So we can, get things going here. I'll be thinking about them people. I'll be like, man, how do they do it?
I think Tabitha Brown said they do that.
They must, because here's the thing. If I'm not mistaken, the only hint or whatever that Devon Franklin and Megan gave about their whole divorce was that it had to be that they were just so much two different places, not able to connect, working on two different projects, and that could be very challenging. So you do need to put in some type of schedule when you're in that type of situation. Like, hey, listen, I gotta get in my contract. Hey, listen, on this day of shoot, I gotta be gone. Yes, I gotta go over here to LA. I gotta go to New York, whatever, because I gotta connect. Yeah, I gotta do it. I could not see how they do. I be thinking, I'm like, man, if we were ever in this situation, how would we go about this? It would probably have to be like at least every other week or something.
You would have to be so intentional. Like, you have to be so intentional. That's why I said for people like that, yes. Yeah. Like, no, that's a priority. I know it, whatever, weird or not, go take her out on a date, get her a dress, get some good food, have your glass of wine, do whatever, and get it in. Like, for sure. If y'all traveling, y'all moving around, you gotta reconnect. And I pray for the people like that are moving around like that out here.
Busy entrepreneurs too. Yes. I mean, a lot of these entrepreneurs nowadays are doing so many different speaking gigs. And they're here, they're there, that they can't do that. And many of those who have successful marriages, at least that I watch, like E.T. or Jeremy Anderson, some of them, a lot of them, at least they've gotten to the point now where they can also move around with their family. Yeah, that part. But before then, I don't know what they did. I know they had to probably rekindle that, light that candle every once in a while as it was going out, because you on one side of the world, I'm on the other side of the world. I'm over, and the woman's usually up at home taking care of everything. Yeah. So you for that reason, maybe you might want to introduce a schedule, and that may be what you may be dealing with there. So, anything to add to that?
No, just overall, if y'all not traveling and moving around, it's probably a conversation that needs to happen. Yeah. It's like men and both of y'all spouse care, like tap in to find out mentally why they are not showing up intimately. So yeah,
real talk. Well, hey, I think that concludes everything.
It does.
Concludes everything
Yes.
here tonight with Pillow Talking with the Weeaboos.
Yes.
Did you enjoy it? Hey, listen,
I
drop a
enjoyed
comment below.
Yes.
Hey, please go to Spotify. We are on the podcast there. Follow us on your Spotify or your Apple Podcast. Make sure you put a 5-star rating. If you're not putting a 5-star rating, stay away.
Please.
All right.
Please.
All right. Other than that, stay away as far as it goes, baby. Anything else that we're
I love y'all. I love doing this. I love doing this with you first and foremost.
Baby, same here.
But I love being able to impact people with just conversations. It's actually quite bizarre that people are, in my opinion, that people are getting blessed off of a conversation that was just happening in our bedroom. Like, just conversation. This literally just came from us chopping it up, and we like, this is good.
Yeah,
like, people want to talk about this, and the feedback that y'all give us, like how much y'all have been enjoying it. I've been told that some of y'all are watching us and y'all are newlyweds, and you're like, thank you. I've been told that some of you didn't have hope in marriage, and you're like, now I do. I've been told that I've taught women how to behave as a wife. Like, just bizarre. And I just also want to say, we are growing. Yes. Like, we have not arrived to any type of place. I still sometimes stumble through some things, but the whole point, as we say what we do, is we strive every day. We're intentional every day to be better. So even when we fall short, we get back up.
Yeah, we do. And we just ask that we solicit your prayers.
Yes.
Continue to pray for us. We want to take this to the next level in all that we do, from lighting to just everything that we do. So just be praying for us on that. Again, in any ideas or topics, please continue to drop that to us.
Yes.
And any more testimonies too, man. Those things continue to really help us, because we do this because it really just started from a burning desire that, man, just wanted to help people.
Yeah.
Wanted to be able to bless some people, help people not go through some of the things that we did wrong and may have gotten wrong, but also maybe some of the things that we also got right too.
And also to provide a space of conversations that's not happening a whole lot in the Christian community. Yeah. Conversations that other Christians might shy away from. We wanted to be able to provide that, because we're not afraid of difficult conversations, whatever it is, we're going to talk about.
We're going to be us straight up to the fullest, man. Yeah. And we felt like there wasn't much of many couples, believers in our lane that didn't have the most perfect cookie cutter.
Yeah.
I met her at church. We were both, virgins, and we got it in, and or we abstained the whole way, and then we got it in, and look at how God has blessed us. No, we have a blended family, and we've had to go through some things. And so again, we stand in the gap. We stand there for those couples more than anything, because that's most couples.
Yes,
okay.
It is.
And so you can look at this couple and just know that grace found us, and that same grace can find you too. And so I pray that this all blesses you. So until next time, I pray and I hope y'all are blessed. We love y'all. We'll holler at y'all. Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content. Yes. Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Weeaboos. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.
Holla.